Solid. So we made it to another week of boot camp. So for those of you that don't know me, my name's Justin Avini. I'm what Optavia calls an integrated global director. I've been coaching about 6.5 years now, and I'll share my story real quick. But I have the wonderful Luann Lopez on. She's been coaching with me probably about 4.5, 5 years now. I'll let her tell her story. But I started back more on the path as we come in here. I want you guys to really think about my story and why it's relevant, because we're not just a weight loss company. We're preventative maintenance. We're ways of helping people live a better life in abundance. It does have to do with health, but I came into this 6.5 years ago strictly for the business. So there's healthy body, there's healthy mind, and there's healthy finances. My healthy body, I mean, from the outside, I looked okay, but it definitely wasn't the top of the top. But I need a more healthy mind and healthy finances. Fast forwarding 6.5 years, I would be probably a 70 to 80 pound overweight construction worker by now if I wanted to continue paying bills and growing a family to where I have now. Were the first thing we sacrificed. So really key to understand that when we start this. So I showed up probably about 7 months after I had first heard about this. I was fortunate enough. My wife knew pretty much my best friend and business partner now, Jamil, who had reached out to her through what we like to say the connections process of just sharing with people that may know somebody that could benefit. And like most, I didn't show up right away. I wasn't interested in spaceship food or doing anything like that. I thought I could get a 6-pack on my own. And I didn't really understand what he was offering us. And so that's why I kind of want to make it important for you guys as newer coaches coming on here. We really don't have a one-track vehicle, right? We can help people with their physical health. We can help people with their financial health, and we can help people with their mental health. We just need to really understand that. And we're going to kind of start that out. Luann's going to go through the health assessment today and really understand that. But I made a decision about 7 months in. I was tired of hearing from my boss, not being adequate enough, working harder, more hours, less pay, and just was kind of done with being done. So I reached out to Jamil a couple of days in to hearing about what was possible with this. I wanted to make about $2,000 a month just to cover my bills. At the time, I was making about $2,700 a month. I really tightened up, as we say, get lean. What would make sense for me to just survive at that point and just get out of the sun. We don't recommend this, and this is not a typical thing you can do, but about 2 days in, I called Jamil back. I said, dude, I put my 2-week notice in. I'm over this. I'm out. I'm done. And so I hit this full force. I was actually almost able to double what I wanted to make in about 90 days averaging, which was the 2,000. I almost doubled that my first month and kind of never looked back. So I've been doing this about 6.5 years now. So I'd like to introduce Luann. She can share her story real quick, and then we'll get rocking and rolling here.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you. It's an honor for me to be here. And everybody, my name's Luann Lopez, and Justin is my business partner. And I have been coaching now a little over 5 years. So let's take you back to where I started. Back in February 2014, my husband's sister was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and we lost her 6 weeks later. And after she passed away, within a month, I lost a high school friend to breast cancer, and then I lost a friend to heart disease. And the day that I received that call from Eileen had passed away, I looked at my health, and I had been a grandma for 1 year. My grandson was going to be 2. And I looked at myself and I said, I need to do something. I was well over 205 pounds on 5 prescription medication. And as a school bus driver, it just wasn't working. So I jumped on board, and Justin helped me, but he's seen something in me that he knew I wasn't happy what I was doing. He knew that I have that passion to help people out. So I jumped on board and became a coach. Well, in 22 weeks, I lost 55 pounds, but most important is that I got off 4 of those 5 prescription medications. You see, I have hypothyroidism, I have Hashimoto, I have fibromyalgia, and I also have osteoarthritis. And to 5 years now, I'm only on that one medication. So I'm really excited about it. But this is also where the healthy finances came in. We were really struggling financially. My husband has a commercial floor covering business, and the economy really tanked, and it really wasn't looking good. And so I became a coach, and within 6 months, I was able to erase a $16,000 credit card debt, mostly what I put on the credit card myself. But also what it's done, it's helped me with my mindset. Financial, we would live paycheck to paycheck, but with mindset, it really helped me to say how I spend my money. So with that, within 2 years, I lost my mother. And with that, I knew that I couldn't be a bus driver anymore. I was starting to have panic and anxiety attacks. So Justin and I both grew my business to where I was able to leave bus driving after 18 years driving. And I came home July 6, 2017. And I've been able to spend time with my grandkids. I have the freedom to travel. My husband and I purchased an RV, and we love to take the grandkids with us or just ourselves and go out with friends and really enjoy life. And be able to do health coaching wherever we are. So I'm just really, really excited about where this path is going. And my husband came on board with me to start coaching earlier this year. And we're hoping that we can really bring him home within the next year. So there you go. Are you there?
Hopefully you guys can hear me. That's awesome, Luann. And I don't know why my face decides to freeze when it does. So you guys will catch me in some awesome posings. But no, I'm excited to be on here. So as you guys can kind of hear, yes, her symptoms subsided. Yes, she was able to lose 55 pounds. By the way, I lost 18 pounds in 2 weeks. Results not typical. My wife lost about 22 pounds in 5 weeks. She's been able to maintain that through 2 pregnancies. She gained like 23 pounds her first pregnancy and like 21 or 24 pounds her second. Which knowing her history myself, I was a little nervous about. And what's beautiful about this program and the comprehensive side is if you really take a chance to understand what this has and read the books and not just treat it as a diet, which she had done multiple times before because you can utilize food that way. She actually embraced it and she rocked it through 2 pregnancies and now pretty much right back down to where she was 6.5 years ago when we started. So I'm really excited. So a couple things today. I know we're newer coaches and we talk about certain things, but what I want to do is kind of shift it a little bit to not just about the health assessment. We're going to have Luann get on and do that, but we want to start creating lists, right? Now, some of you may not want to have a huge business, and that's okay. Some of you may want to just be able to help a few people, and that's okay. But if you really start to understand what this is and where we're at, you can help people at a high level and be rewarded, whether you want to or not, in a very high way too. Because the thing is we come into this and we're like, okay, we want to do a health assessment. We want to be able to help people get healthy. I don't want to, talk to people about coaching, or I don't want to push people into things. That's not what we're about. But what we are about is helping people at a high level. And you're only one person. Right? You know how they give job titles to people and they start making other things disappear and they keep you at the same pay and you're expected to do 5 things instead of the first 2 you signed up for with your resume. Well, that's what this is about. So if you can empower more people to be healthy, if you can empower more people to help other people, you have a bigger reach. The unfortunate part, the income comes with it. I hate to bust your bubble, but it just happens to come with it in this aspect. So I wanted to shift it around a little bit. So Luann's going to go over the health assessment, but I want us to think, as we're doing this, I want us to start thinking of people of our lists. So there's 2 lists we have. And this is a really hard thing for people to understand when they start this business is we get really good at prejudging. And most of us are going to say right away, well, I'm not a judgmental person. I don't know what you're talking about. That's not what we're meaning. We're not saying like, oh, look at her shoes. That's gross. What we're saying is we're talking about, well, that person will never do that. Or this person can't afford it. Or they wouldn't be interested. Or man, I don't want to bug that person because maybe their ego is just so big, right? They're one of your friends that it's like, I don't want to talk to them about that thing. You're hindering somebody from a life that they've never dreamed of. So lists are important. So I want to talk about these real quick because these are things that your coaches should have done. And this is actually a little bit different training that we talk to mentor coaches about. But I want you guys to think about things and why you showed up. Why are you on here today? Why did you decide to start coaching? Because that's going to have you create two lists. So on our left-handed list is literally, you could go in your phone. Everybody in your phone can be a potential guider, which means they may know somebody that could benefit, or they could use this program themselves. So there's no prejudgment. We don't care if they're blue, pink, black, purple, heavy, skinny, doesn't matter. Fit, not fit, healthy, smokes, doesn't smoke, is a knucklehead. I have friends like that. I know that. Doesn't matter, but they could be a vehicle or somebody that can share this with you. That's our left-handed list. That's anybody and everybody. Hey, you may know somebody that could benefit. Is it cool if I share with you what I'm doing? That's your left-handed list. Now, whether you want to have a big army or not, or you want to have a big business or not, or a small business, doesn't matter. But on our right-handed list, this is not just a weight loss program, right? So there's going to be people that you're going to think about. They're going to pop into your head. They're going to be on your mind, like a Justin Avini. When Jamil talked to Jenny about this and said, hey, how are you guys doing? Well, he's a jerk. He doesn't like to emotionally be attached because his boss is a jerk, and he comes home and he sits on the couch pissed off. Financially, I'm going to school as a nurse, and I'm not able to work. And he's making $15 an hour, and we're living in an apartment, and we're doing okay. But it really sucks. So physically, did I need this? Sure. I was doing 2 and 3 energy drinks a day. I was doing 4 to 5 cups of coffee a day. On the outside, I had a 6-pack, had the beach body, looked great. But I was eating like crap because I was up on a roof working 12-hour days in physical labor. But I probably would have had a massive heart attack by now. But what I'm saying is how did Jamil approach me was more for the financial side, because in the financial side, the healthy side shows up. You have to do the program to understand it for your clients. You're going to physically get healthy, right? That's just a given. So right-handed lists are just people come to your heart. They financially need this, they physically need this, or they mentally need this. So we have 2 lists. This is just a connection. Hey, you may know somebody that could benefit. And this is like, hey girl, or hey buddy, me and you go way back, or I've noticed that you have an entrepreneurial mindset, or I've noticed that, sometimes you talk about wanting to put the kids in private school, or sometimes you want to talk about going to vacations, and, Joe, your husband works so many hours, and hey girl, I just wanted to share this with you. And that's your right-handed list. Or, hey girl, I know you've been doing all these boot camps or these training things, but I have a program that really helped me. I'd love to share it with you. And, there's some magic to it at the end, financially, if you want that, and a community of people. So these are our 2 lists we want to work with. So some ideas I want to share with you guys real quick, and I'm going to see if I can get this in present mode, is why did we start coaching, right? Why did we originally start coaching? And so these are things we write down as a coach, right? Your goals. What will success look like for you in 3 months? What will success look like for you in 6 months? What would a year from now look like? Why did we decide to become a coach? How will being an Optavia help you create a bigger life, right? Who and what will you want to impact most positively through your coaching? What does your biggest life look like, right? Most people are looking for something better. Now, this is something your coach would have gone through with you. Maybe they didn't show you this particular paper, but these are things they would have asked you to get on what we call a 3-way call. These are introductions of things that we have, right? These are the thought processes that we want to go through. These are the things that we want to understand, that when we're talking or looking for other people, this is not just a weight loss program. Most people's physical health, honestly, it won't stay successful if their financial health isn't in balance. So I don't know why this is not letting me go back. Might have to just jump to you, Luann. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So, but the point is, though, so you guys have worked with your coaches. You guys have figured out why you want to coach. You've started dream weaving of what you want to do. That's where you want to look and see who can benefit from this. These are our lists. Our left-handed list is just a list, right? You can find people on Facebook. Maybe you resonate with somebody, have things that go through that. But then this one is where you really can start to help people at a high level, and you can have people help people. Like, I'll give you a great example. Luann shared the story like I saw something in her. It was July 16th. I was up at a wedding in Kernville, and she's on the phone bawling to me because she's working 14 hours a day as a bus driver. Now, she came to me because her daughter did program and wanted to get into the sheriffs and lost about 50 pounds at that time. But she did not like her job. So what did Justin say? Because I knew that her physical health was only going to go as far. She could do the 5-1. She could lose the 55 pounds. She could feel good. But if her financial stability or her reality around her didn't change, it was just going to be a diet long term. So I offered her the coaching aspect. So we're getting a little heavy and past the health assessment, but I really want you guys to understand what this looks like. So Luann, I'd like to go ahead and give you the reins because I'm going to try to get back to this on a second, but you can go ahead and start doing the health assessment, and then I'll jump back over to what I wanted to share in a second.
Okay, awesome. All right, you guys, hope you have your pen and paper ready, or maybe your health assessments available, but I need one person to come off mute so we can, so I can use you as a health assessment, that I'm going to be doing a health assessment on you. So who's up to doing it? You can raise your hand. See if I can find you here. Come on, I don't want to have to pick on someone. Okay, Troy.
Troy's raising her hand.
All right.
Let me unmute her.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So Troy, I'm going to share my screen. And everybody, we're going to, this is the health assessment. And what we're going to do is we are basically going to do a health assessment with somebody that would like to know about our program. So Troy, I'm going to call you up and we're going to start the health assessment, okay?
Okay.
All right, ring, ring, ring. Hey, Troy, how are you today?
I'm doing good, Luann. How are you?
Good. I'm doing awesome, It's great speaking with you today, and I'm excited to see if I can assist you with your goals. Before we can determine if one of our programs is right for you, I'd like to ask you a few questions to learn about you and your health goals. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. I would love to hear what you'd like to accomplish with your health. You know, could it be weight loss? Could it be improving your sleep? Maybe a better response to stress?
Well, I really need to get some weight off. I need to lose 150 pounds. So my first priority is my weight.
Okay.
I also have insomnia. Since childhood, I can't sleep more than 5 hours a night.
Okay.
I'm dealing with a lot of stress at work. Unfortunately, there's people I don't like working with, so it causes me a lot of stress. But my first priority, I think, is the weight. I need to get the weight off.
Okay. All right. And what is your main motivation for wanting to make the changes to your health?
Well, that's a good question.
Well, could it be maybe you want to be more active, maybe start hiking, maybe swimming, maybe, take some pressure off your joints?
Well, probably all of the above. But you know what? There's something that I've really been wanting for years. And I'm a beach person. I love the beach. But for the last 20 years, I've avoided a bathing suit and the beach. And what I really would like to do is to go back to surfing again like I was when I was a teenager, or just hang out at the beach. And that's really, really what I want to do.
Oh, my goodness.
I haven't worn a suit in 20 years, and I really miss going to the beach. I don't even go to the beach because I can't get in a suit. So I won't even go there anymore because I'm too embarrassed to be there.
So when you lose this weight, how is that going to feel when you put your toes in the sand?
Oh, now you're going to make me cry.
There you go.
Yeah, I would really love to do that. It brings back a lot of good memories with family and everything, and to be able golly, I really am going to cry.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's beyond what I've been able to do the last 20 years, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I didn't even know how to explain it.
That's real. Emotions are part of the things that sometimes we hold in our emotions, but to release our emotions just really helps you to hear yourself say it, and then also just to have that. So I'm really proud of you, and I'm really glad that you reached out to me. Okay. Well, can you tell me about a time in your life when you were healthier, and what were the changes then to where they are now?
Well, the healthiest I ever was high school. And you know how high school is. I was on the volleyball team, I was on the swim team, I was on the track team. So I was really active. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, after that, I had two kids and I gained weight, but I lost it. I was walking 10 miles a day to maintain my weight and everything. But I guess what really impacted for me is about 7 years ago, I I had a back injury at work, and
Mm.
I couldn't walk anymore. For about a year and a half, 2 years, I couldn't. I could barely walk to the bathroom, so I couldn't even move for about a year and a half, 2 years. It took me about 2 years to be able to get back to work.
Mm.
What happened for me is all of a sudden, I was 375 pounds, never been that heavy in my whole life. And
Mhm.
all of a sudden, they're wanting to put me on high blood pressure pills, cholesterol pills, the sleep apnea machine, because I was so heavy. They were afraid that I couldn't breathe right at night and everything. And so I guess the major factor for me is the back injury. I
Okay.
was pretty healthy before the back injury. After that is really where I started going downhill.
Okay. Now, getting back to some of the motivation, I know you said you walked 10 miles a day. I bet you'd like to maybe walk 2 to 3 miles a day, wouldn't you?
I would like to be able to, I mean, even at this time, after the back injury, I'm still what happened is I lost about a half an inch of muscle between my fourth and fifth vertebrae.
Okay.
I can't sit long, I can't walk long, I can't stand long. I mean, I can still, so I have to do everything in short bursts or short distance.
Okay.
And to be able to walk 5 minutes, 10 minutes without being in a lot of pain would
Hmm.
mean everything to me.
Okay. Now, tell me about your health. Do you have any allergies or any medical conditions that may influence your program that we choose for you?
No, the only thing I'm allergic to is bees, and I don't think you have bees in
Oh, no, we don't have no bees. You
Yeah, I
know,
get stung by a bee, then we're talking serious, but
oh, well, now that you shared some of your current health goals, I'd really like to give you an idea what is possible.
okay.
Um, I started the program, well, when I didn't start, back in February 2014. My sister-in-law, who was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, um, and she passed away 6 weeks later. And then within a month, I lost a high school friend to breast cancer and then another to heart disease. And the day that I got the call that Eileen had passed away, I knew I had to look at my life and my health. I was a grandma for 1 year, ready almost 2 years. And I wanted to be the best grandma that I could ever be. I've always dreamt of being a grandmother. And my daughter had been on program and she had lost 55 pounds. So I hopped on board and I called Justin, my mentor and business partner now, and I started a program on April 25th. And I lost 22 pounds. I lost 55 pounds in 22 weeks, but also I got off 4 of my 5 prescription medications.
Wow.
You see, I was a school bus driver and I was not happy in my job. And with the economy and everything, life really got hard. Really, we struggled a lot. So about 2 months into program, Justin seen where I really wanted to be, and he knew that I didn't like my job. So he reached out to me, and we talked about it, and I became a coach. And within 6 months, I was able to erase a $16,000 credit card debt. Let me tell you, that really weighs heavy on you when you have a credit card debt that big. But also, our finances started to change. And we basically, well, I'm kind of going to get a little deep here, but I didn't have a car for a couple of months during the summertime, and I'd have to walk to work, and we couldn't afford one. And finally, we bought one that was like 12 years old, and I was able to drive that car, but I didn't have a car payment. That was awesome. And then what was really cool is as I grew my business, I saw an out, and after my mother passed away in 2016, I knew that I needed to get off that bus, having panic and anxiety attacks driving a school bus. It was not safe. So after building my business, July 6th of 2017, I was able to put down my keys and come home. And the amazing thing with this program, it's not only helped me physically, but it also helped me financially and the mindset. So my husband and I, we sold our house on the hill because we were working 3 full-time jobs to have that house on the hill. And we moved into our existing house now, our forever home. And we were able to buy an RV, and we get to have time with our grandsons, and we get to travel. And we're just having a really good time. And my husband came on board earlier this year, and we're hoping to bring him home in the next year. So I'm really excited about that. And that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, yeah. So let me scroll down on the screen. So now we're going to go to the next page on this. Okay, guys? And this is what your second page looks like. It's your step 2. And guys, when you're reading this, you can take it easy. There's no wrong or right, just as long as you get through some of the key points of this, because it's kind of like planning a wedding. You know what your wedding is going to look like, but your guests don't. And if you skip something, they're not going to see that you skip something. And it's okay. We're just going to practice and practice and practice. And of course, your mentor is going to go over this with you 3 to 5 times with somebody that you want to talk to about the program. And eventually you'll be leading the call with your coach and business partner on that call. So we're going to go, Troy, we're going to go and talk about your daily habits and your routines. Now, I know you did speak about your sleep. So you get, on a typical night, you get about 5 hours of sleep?
Yes, between 5 and 6 hours of sleep at night. If I wake up at all, even to use their bathroom, I can't go to sleep for the rest of the night.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So your quality of sleep, how would you describe that?
Fair.
Fair, okay.
Fair. That's being generous, I guess.
Okay, and on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your energy level throughout the day? If you combine it, you know.
Oh gosh. Well, it depends on what part of the day you're talking about. Like when I first get up, I have a lot of energy, and then I drive a school bus for a living. So, and I get up at 3:30 in the morning every morning, and so I start out really well. But then when I come home, I'm so tired because I only slept 5 hours the night before. I end up taking a 2 or 3 hour nap and then going back and doing a later run. So I'm going to say maybe 6,
All right.
7 tops, maybe.
Okay. Like to improve that one, I'm sure.
Right.
How would you describe the quality and the quantity of your activities you do each week? I know you said that you've got injuries, so I'm kind of thinking that you probably don't do much activity because of the pain that you're in.
But right now, my activities is when I go to the bathroom,
Okay.
to my car, to my bus. I don't have activities. I can't walk. I can't run. I can't hike. So I have to try to walk as long as I can until I can't anymore, and then I have to stop.
Okay. So guys on the call, as you can tell, I don't want to dig any deeper into the motion because we already know that she physically cannot do any activity. So we're going to go to the next one, and that's her mind. We're going to talk about her mindset. So on a scale, Troy, on a scale of 1 to 10, how fulfilled are you?
Fulfilled? What do you mean by fulfilled?
Well, if you see your life, is this where you want to be? Are your goals that maybe you have set out for yourself, or are you reaching your goals?
Right now I can't say. My goal is just to get through the day.
Okay.
Without I'm just going, I at this point, I really didn't have any goals. Except to get healthy, to get this weight off. That's like my primary goal.
Mm-hmm.
As far as what I do at work, I love what I do. Unfortunately, I don't like some of the people I work with, so that makes it hard.
Okay.
So, but I guess my main goal is just to try to get this weight off and try to take away some of the pain.
Okay. All
So,
right. So on a scale of 1 to
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you worry?
Uh, when I'm at home, I'm good. I love my family and everything. When I'm at home, I'm good. At work, scale to 10, I would have to say 8, 9.
Okay. So you do
Stress.
where you're at. Yeah. So this, so the area of your life that brings you the best, the biggest stress is your job.
Yes.
Okay. So guys on the call, as you hear this, when I'm talking about her mind, how fulfilled you are, and then how stressed out she is, it has to do with her job. And then also she doesn't dream. So we're definitely going to be working on that. As you progress along with the health assessments and you talk to more and more, you'll be able to get a little bit further into the health assessments with that. Okay, Troy, so I know you're a school bus driver and you told me you really enjoy what you do. So I'm probably thinking you're a 9 or 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, that you really enjoy what you do.
I love what I do. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Now let's talk about your food and your hydration. How many meals and snacks do you eat a day?
Um, See, I don't, when I get up in the morning, I have a cup of coffee, so that's not a meal or a snack. When I come home, I usually have a bagel, a toast or something. So I guess you call that a meal, with some more coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do lunch. I usually have dinner. So I guess you can say I have one meal and maybe 1 or 2 snacks a
Okay,
day.
all right. And when do you eat your first meal after you're rising?
Well, I don't eat anything until I come home from work around 9, 9:30. So
Okay.
that's when I have some toast and, a piece of fruit or a cup of coffee. I guess I don't know if you call that a meal.
Okay, so you eat about 6 hours after you wake up.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How many times a week do you eat out? And where do you eat out at?
Um, you know, that can vary because I am a school bus driver. A lot of times we do trips, activity trips and things. So most of the time, I don't really have a way of keeping food cold or warm. So when we go on a trip, we usually go to whatever's available in the area. Sometimes it's a restaurant, sometimes it's fast food.
Mhm.
Um, so it could, depending on how many trips a week I get, it could be maybe 3, 4 times a week, maybe.
Okay. All right. Now, how many ounces of water do you drink per day?
I'm not good at water.
Oh, okay. Now, I did notice that you drink coffee, but is there other things that you drink like soda, alcohol, tea?
I love iced tea,
Okay.
and I have to say it, I do like soda.
Okay. And how often and how much do you drink of the tea and iced tea? I mean, and the soda?
Usually in the middle of the day, I'll have a soda or something, or like if I, go to a fast food or whatever, I'll have a soda with dinner. And then tea I usually have when I'm at home in the
Okay.
evening.
All right. Awesome. So, are you comfortable with sharing your age?
I'm 59,
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'8". Well, I was 5'9" before my injury. Now they say I'm 5'8".
Five
So
eight.
I don't know. 5'8".
Okay. Okay. And how much do you currently weigh?
Currently, uh, actually, but do you
No,
want honestly
I,
or
I want
want?
what you weighed before you started program.
Well, the first time well, yeah, see, this, that's a good question because
Okay.
if you're asking me like I'm new, when I first started the first time around, it was 375.
Okay. All right. And what would you consider a healthy weight for you?
About 150, I guess, is when I felt best. I was
Okay.
140, 150 in high school.
Okay. Have you tried to lose weight in the past?
Um, yes, I've tried. Yes, I have
Okay. And
several times.
okay. And what was difficult about losing and maintaining that weight?
Well, losing has always been easy. I've never had a problem losing weight. My problem is I don't maintain it. I would gain it back, and then I would have to start a program again, and I would lose, and I do fine, but then I gain it back, and usually I gain back more than when I originally started. So
Yeah.
my
So that
problem is maintaining.
yeah, that sounds like a yo-yo that you're doing right there is a yo-yo.
Right.
Okay. Awesome. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how healthy would you rate your surroundings? And does this, how would you rate your surroundings?
At home, I'm assuming you mean at
Well, it
home.
can be working at work. Those are all our surroundings.
Well, at work, if you want me to be honest, they fill this counter with a bunch of cookies and candy bars and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're constantly tempted. Half the time I don't even go in the dispatch office because of all that. Because if I go in, I'll buy something because it's cheap. It's 50 cents a piece or something. You know what I mean? At
Mm-hmm.
home, I tend to have a little more fruit and things like that, I guess. I don't know. I guess at home it's better than being at work as far
Yeah.
as the surroundings go.
Yeah, it's kind of, you have more control at home what you bring into your house, and then versus when you go out to work. And I totally get you. Being a school bus driver, you'd walk in and you're just clobbered with donuts, and it's crazy. Is where I worked. Uh, More than 80% of the people driving were pre-diabetic. So definitely, I understand where you're coming from. Now, do you have anybody else that you'd like to get healthy with you?
Well, actually, my daughter would like to get healthy with me.
Mm,
She's wanting to get healthy. Yes.
all right. And is there anything else you can think of that I should know about your health?
No, I don't have any conditions other than right now I had to take high blood pressure pills and cholesterol. I told you about that already. So other than that, no. And my
Okay.
back injury, I told you about that. So
Actually, you didn't tell me about your high blood pressure, but I'm glad you did tell me, because now I have it down. So high blood pressure and cholesterol. All
yeah.
right. All right. All right. So our program is comprised of 4 components. Let me see if I've got to move this to the next slide, guys. Okay, this is, oh wait, let me go back. Sorry, guys. So this part here, guys, this is going to be after, if the person we're speaking to is going to go ahead and, join program. But we now are going to go over the 4 components. And Justin, I don't have that slide. Let me see if I have that slide. I don't have that one up on me. So, let's just go ahead and it's in your coaching kit. If you can see this, can everybody give me a thumbs up if you can see this? It's in your kit. Oh, wait a minute. Let me stop. I hope I didn't just, uh-oh. Okay. You guys, can you see this? Or am I not on camera? Oh, you can. Okay. So next, what I'm going to do in my health assessment is I'm actually going to share with her what Optavia is. Okay. So
Real quick, Luann, I want to
okay.
preface this too, guys. This is a key moment where we can treat this as a diet, or we can treat this as another thing people are doing. This part, the 4 components, and properly sharing it this way is very important for people to understand. We're not just selling a product or some kind of a weight loss meal plan. So really kind of hear what she says. If you guys have not seen this before, that's okay. But if you have, really utilize this part, because this is where we separate from a lot of other things out there that people want to connect us to.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Justin. Okay, our program is comprised of 4 components that all work together throughout your entire journey. Our first component is a one-on-one personal support and mentorship that makes up our program that's different than others. As your personal Optavia coach, I'm going to be there to guide you through your program, assist you with changing your lifestyle. As the biggest cheerleader, I'll be there to share your every challenge and victory along the way. I'll support you in reaching your optimal weight. I'll provide tips along the way, and we're going to celebrate your success throughout your journey. Our second habit is, it's not just about getting a healthy body, it's also about getting your mind healthy. Our Habits of Health system, transformational system, is an educational component designed to help you strategize your plan for reaching optimal health and well-being. In addition to your Optavia coach, our community of like-minded people are all on the same health journey and focus on creating better health. From live to recorded client support calls and webinars, our community is a place where you find support, share triumphs, and ask questions. And then our nutrition plan is easy to follow. You don't have to count calories or macronutrients. It's all done for you. With our optimal weight 5-in-1 plan, your body enters a gentle but effective fat burn state. During the weight loss phase, you have 6 small meals a day, 5 of these meals are fuelings, which are nutritionally interchangeable and provide vitamins and minerals along with probiotics, which help support your digestive health. And it's as a part of a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle. The 6th meal is a lean and green meal. You will prepare yourself, which contains a healthy amount of lean protein, 5 to 7 ounces of a cooked protein, and 3 servings of a non-starchy vegetable, along with drinking 64 ounces of water per day. Okay? And we coaches coach our clients through 3 phases of the program: reaching a healthy weight, transitioning, and optimization. Okay? All right. And then we're going to go into the invite part of our health assessment. Okay. And that you'll find in the inside of your little folder. You get this in your coaching kit. And guys, I would really, you know, as you go along and do these more and more with your people that you're reaching out to, it's going to get easier and easier. Some of you don't know that I'm a little nervous right now, but I'm doing it, and I'm really it's kind of, no, we'll go on, continue on. Okay, Justin, I see your face sitting there. I'm going to put this up in front. Okay, all right. So now we're going to go on to the invite. I'll partner with you to place your first order to ensure you receive free shipping, 10% rewards, and your 5 free boxes of fuelings. One of our kits will give you just what you need. You will also be a part of the Optavia Premier, the reoccurring monthly order, which will ensure that you don't run out of fuelings. You'll get a reminder on your email, which allows you to customize your order from one month to the next, and I'll assist you when this time comes, okay? Now, you're going to be listening also if your client is the person you're speaking to, they're ready to go. And this is where you're going to be really listening in. So from listening to what you share with me, I feel that this could be a perfect fit for you and your lifestyle. If you're ready to go, I'm ready to coach you. What would you like to do? And you give them that option. So if they're ready to go, great, let's get started. Let me guide you in a place where your first order. I'll just need to verify your contact information. And that's where you're going to go to the back of your health assessment and start getting all the information. Okay. Your program will arrive in about 1 week, and you will receive a welcome email soon. Your transformation towards achieving your health goals will happen quickly, and when it does, people will ask you about it. When that happens, you could refer those people to me, and you, for us as new clients, we don't have the, we'll just go ahead and, how would you say this, Justin? New clients, we really don't give them referral fees, do we?
No, I love how my face just freezes when you ask.
I know.
I look like I'm thinking about what you just said. Anyways, so I think this is really important because you don't want to really necessarily give out referrals, but I mean, if it's a place where you're at in your business and financially you're doing pretty well, a brand new coach where we're at, I wouldn't suggest doing more investing in your business than you need to. Even maybe partner with your mentor coach, and if they're willing to do something like that too, sometimes we do those things. At this particular time, we have the November Dash going on. So as you do bring on more clients, you'll have an additional $250 for every 5 clients. So you do have some wiggle room with that, but ideally, no, not at the beginning. But I love what Luann's saying with this part is make sure that we don't get into the scared tactic towards the end. Because when we share all this stuff, we've done an extravagant job of dream weaving with them as far as what's physically possible. And then we stop at the point of inviting them. And then in our own heads, we wonder why they never joined or they weren't interested. We start to do that prejudging part again. So it's really crucial to follow this through and invite them through. Anyways, go ahead, Luann. I'll let you finish.
Okay. Or people who often refer to be coaches by their families and friends. You may want to consider coaching them yourself with training and support provided by me. You may not think about this right now. With the results you get, you may want to share Optavia with others. A significant percentage of our coaches were first clients who got healthy and then decided to pay it forward. Please call or text as soon as you receive your comprehensive program. Okay, that is for people who are ready to go. They're ready to go. But then you have people that are just not ready yet. So we've got the verbiage to help with that. I appreciate what you may need to think about this a bit. How about I give you a call in a few days to see if you have any more questions? You definitely want to set up these appointments in 2 days, because they may be thinking about some questions that you can, you can answer at that point, or maybe they're just not ready yet. So you definitely want to drip on them and just let them know that you're there for them and answer those questions. Possibly you can set up that follow-up appointment. If the candidate agrees, follow up on the health assessment. Also, ask, as you meet others who are also looking to get healthy, feel free to refer them to me. That can be real key right there. Then your follow-up structure. Set a thank you text or email, and you'll get those from your mentors, your business partners, assuring them that you would love to partner with them, and consider sharing a story that will relate to them. So you see how Troy was a bus driver and I was a bus driver? We could totally relate. But then if I'm talking to somebody that's on cholesterol and maybe has acid reflux, I may share my husband's story. So kind of relate with where they are as you progress on and get to really know a lot of other clients and that are coaches in their stories. And then put them in the section of your candidate follow-up. And this is here. You definitely want to make sure you have this. And we have what we call our Friday follow-up. You definitely want to follow up with all these clients here, possible clients. Okay, Justin?
Awesome job. And I'm just going to keep looking the way I'm looking because the screen's doing what it's doing, but it's all good.
Yeah.
At least I look curious and interested, right? In fact, I can do that if I just go like this real quick. Hey, I'm back.
There you go.
I just thought it was funny. So anyways, as Luann kind of went through the health assessment, you guys really can start to see how this health assessment is actually platformed out to really dive into people's lives, not just only in their physical health. That's the biggest thing that we don't really pay attention to is the stress levels. When you talk about sleep or you're not able to get sleep or do things like that, the idea behind it is that means that as far as your job, what does your job mean to you? Like Troy kept saying, like, I don't like my environment, but she has to be there to be able to pay bills and survive, right? So things are not going to start to change unless we can show other areas that can have improvement. So real quick, I'm going to go back to this. Hopefully this stays rocking and rolling. So can Troy give me a thumbs up if you see this? Can you see my screen? Okay, good. So still see my screen? We're good? Rock and roll. Okay, cool. So this is our list, right? This is us getting prepared. As you see, this is in Coach Answers. I'm utilizing this slide because Coach Answers is where your back office is. You can type this in. If you guys want to print out contact lists, if you want to use a basic piece of paper, awesome. Do yourselves a favor. Try not to over-prepare, or as we like to say, get ready to get ready to get ready to get ready. So as Dan Valentine loves to say it, we want to get into action, right? And start to really understand what we're doing. So as you're starting out as a new coach, Zoom is an important and powerful way to do these things. Remember, a doctor's office is not a place where you can just show up and start telling the doctor what to do, right? And as we know, this is a vehicle and a gift that can actually far exceed, like Dr. A says, and a lot of physicians that are in our program, we have more power than most doctors today with the way we can design this to really help people get off of medications, relieve stress. So as we posture this up, we want to be able to get into a place to where we're bringing them on a Zoom. Why? Because we're all on here together, right? We can see each other's faces, we see each other's mannerisms, our posturing, who that person is, their genuine spirit, and it just makes sense. So like I mentioned, these are a couple things, why you started to become a coach, what you want to do as far as picking out names of people. And I had mentioned that to you guys. We talked about a major list. This is when you just start out as a new coach. So if you're a brand new coach, this is something you may have done or you're going to start to do with your coach. We want to explain just-in-time training, guys. Do yourselves a favor. Keep the process with your coach where you're at. Some of you guys will be walkers. Some of you guys will be runners. But just know that we're giving you just-in-time training. It's really important to understand that. Okay, so now most of us, like we said, there's a couple text messages. Guys, if I could really edify this is in the point of try not to modify this too much because these are designed to get out there. Most coaches We'll send these out to you guys, and you may decide to edit it or change it or give too much information, and then we're wondering why clients or potential clients aren't getting on, right? That's because we're giving too much information and a message that they feel like they know what it is already, and now they don't even want to bother getting on a practice call with you. Because at the end of the day, at the very beginning, these calls are practice calls for you to get going and understanding the health assessment. We're working towards getting you your first 5 clients, as we shared with you on your startup call. But the idea is just for you to get competent in the health assessment so you can do it on your own and be free willing to do as many as you want. So a couple of different variations. I've lost weight. Maybe you're a client coming on as a coach. There's other areas where you're not really losing weight. Maybe you came on as a coach and a client all at once. So there's a couple of different variations of how to get this thing kicked off. We want to send these text messages out as soon as possible, guys. Get these calls going. The thing is we don't want to prejudge ourselves. Well, they're going to think I'm trying to get them to do something. We're not trying to get anybody to do anything. If they don't want to get on the call, not a big deal. There's more than 10 people out there in life, right? These are just 10 people we want to start out with and move forward. And like I said, it's really important to understand, especially if you're coming from a place where maybe your community is small. It's going to take a little bit longer to build trust with people, to have them just get on and all of a sudden sign up. I knew of Jamil. I knew who Jamil was. I had a decent relationship with him. I went through multiple birthday parties with him and with my wife, but it took me 7 months to show up still, right? That's a key thing to understand. It still took me 7 months to show up. So, and then like Luann said, she went through the health assessment and what that looks like, and then get with your mentors on the proper emails to send off to your potential clients that are interested. So I'm really excited. I think we did a great job. The one thing I love about this, in the genuine spirit of what we're doing, is like Luann said, she's a little nervous to be on here, but you know what that means? She's human, and anybody can do this. And I was nervous when I started this. You know, if I could go back to one of our first boot camps we did, it was just me and Jamil on training back when there was nobody. So we all start from somewhere, guys. Do yourselves a favor, give yourself power, and really understand that it's, Luann killed it. I can't be a Luann. Yes, you can. Or Justin did a great job, or whoever is boot camp you guys decide to be on, or whoever you run into, or your mentor personally. Oh, I can never be like that person. Yes, you can. We've been doing this a lot longer. So let's remember that. When you start out at a job, you have a resume, right? You have a resume of skills. If I went into your job today, I'd probably be a hot mess, right? Until I figured that out. So give yourself grace, give yourself time. These health assessments, we don't overthink them. There's a list of stuff to talk about. And you're going to think, man, I can't wait till I get to the point of where I can just go through it like Luann did instead of reading it off of a piece of paper. Guess what? Nurses work at hospitals for 20 years. They still read off of a list. It's okay, right? We're here to be present. We're here to be professional, and we're here to impact lives. That's all it is. Everything else is part of the pie, right? Like Luann said, it's like a wedding. They don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You're the one in charge of this. So I hope this was helpful. Let's go out and rock it today. Action steps, man. Get your 2 lists together. Connect with your coach. If you want to run, great. If you want to walk, great. But either way, connect with your coach. Do yourself a favor. We have the I keep saying the December dash. That was last year. November dash going on till December 8th. There's a lot of extra grandkids presents. There's a lot of extra travel costs that we can ramp this thing up with. And remember, people are going to take time to understand what you're doing. If it's a relationship business and you can sign somebody up right away because of the relationship, awesome. If it's people you're just recently connecting with, connect with more people, because it's going to take those people time, just like it took me. So we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a blessed day. Happy Thanksgiving. Safe travels to any one of you guys. And we'll see you next week, 7 a.m. bright and early on Saturday. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Luann. I appreciate you.